going to give everybody a second to jump on here. Hi, I see somebody on here. Give me a second. I'm going to give everybody a quick second to jump on. This is my first live, so you might just be the only person on here. I don't know, but I want to give it just a second. Not really even sure quite how to start this, except to just start it. Oh, I look a mess. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm really upset. And I've been wanting to do a live for a minute and I just keep hesitating because I'm like, I don't know how to get on here and do this. I don't know like what to say. I don't know how to proceed with it. And the only thing I can do is just get on here and do it. And just get on here and speak the truth about what is happening and what I did to try to prevent like it, happening going forward with YouTube. And yeah, I'm just not really sure, how to go about this, but I'm just gonna let you guys know what's going on, and then I'm gonna ask you guys for your help. No money. I'm not asking for money of any kind whatsoever. So don't even think that. I'm not like that. So I made a video a couple of months ago regarding Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Excuse me, just one second. What's the matter, guys? Stop. 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 Sorry, my puppies are right behind me. But I made a video about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I knew that she was getting out in December of 23. So about 4 months ago, I sent her a message in prison, and let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. I have my fan going right next to me, so I want to make sure that. Okay. Sorry. There, we're just going to shut it off. Tell me if that's better. So I messaged her in prison and I asked her if she would be willing to answer some questions for me. And she responded immediately back and she said yes. And so I sent her a list of questions that I wanted to ask her. Some of them were if she was going to go back to the house where the incident happened with her and Nicholas Godejohn and her mom. She said that she wasn't sure. She said that, she wanted to, have closure, and she just wasn't sure if she was going to go back there or not, which I don't blame her. I think that she definitely needs to get out and find her people, find her tribe, the people she can trust. And I think she just needs to settle and decompress and live her life like she's never had a life outside of being controlled, whether it be her mom or in prison or whatever. So we spoke back and forth about that. I also asked her if the monetization that I was getting from YouTube, just like Shanann Watts, when I did the Shanann Watts videos, the first probably year that I got monetization, and it wasn't a whole lot, guys. Like YouTube does not pay you a whopping amount of money, regardless of what people think. But the first year I donated all the monetization from the YouTube videos from Shanann Watts to the Lupus Foundation in Shanann's name. Shanann Ruzak, not Watts. Let me correct that. But I sent them in her name. So I wanted to do the same for Gypsy. I wanted to, anything that I got from her video or videos, I wanted to donate. And I wanted to know the name of the organization that she wanted me to donate to. So I sent her a message and she said she wanted it to go to an organization for abused children. And I said, okay, that was fine. So I made the video. Excuse me. I made the video. I uploaded it. And mind you, it took me some work to do this. I had to go on, I had to create a JPay. I had to, buy stamps. I had to send her stamps, which isn't a huge deal, but it took work. Like it wasn't something that just like I just went and copied and pasted something and put it on my YouTube. Like I had to do the work. I had to, speak to her. I had to get her to respond. I had to get her responses. I had to go in a, JPay. I had to cut and crop out, certain information that other people, shouldn't see or whatever. So I did all of that and I made a video of the questions I had for her, the responses, and it was a short video. It was probably 4 months ago. But after that, right after that, I got a message from YouTube saying that, they had just cut my YouTube like right off, like that I was reusing content. So I immediately contested it. And I said, no, I have not here. I'm showing you all the documentation of, me doing this and me putting the work in and all of this stuff. And they came back and said, nope, it's not going to happen. You reuse content. And I said, no, I didn't. So I again contested it. They said that I could do a video and I could upload it to them and show them, my ring light, my camera, all the stuff that I use to create videos. And I sent that to them, and they had just a regular person who looked at it and said no. So, I mean, the wind was out of my sails, guys. Like, I was brokenhearted. I'm just like, all of this stuff that I feel is so important, and telling people's stories authentically and honestly, and just like Shanae Watts, I felt it was important for, and some people don't, like some people don't understand why it's important to some people to actually be where this took place, because for some of us, we can't even wrap our head around what happened, and to be there, it's almost like you can almost feel her and the kids, and you don't want to forget, and you don't want to forget them, and you want to do anything in the world to bring them back, and it's just it's gut wrenching. I can't imagine what the family feels like, and I feel horrible, and I wanted to do something for them, so I made the videos and I showed everybody the house, and I went to the location, not on purpose. I was traveling through to go somewhere else, but I went through and I videoed, and I went up to the house. My video was actually taken, put on several other videos where people had taken my video and used it, but I didn't say anything. But a lot of it was my content. Like a lot of times when you see the camera like looking into the living room part of the house, like right after it happened, that is my video. Like I can see my reflection in the glass. So I just, it's heartbreaking when you do all of this and you do the work and somebody comes and slaps your hand and says, and then there's other YouTubers that are just horrible about it. Like, I don't want to say any names, but there's some that just, I just feel don't have, a lot of respect. So this is what I'm asking you, and I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not asking for money of any kind. So please don't send me any, money. I am asking for views on my channel. They have made it to where I have to get so many watch hours. And as of right now, at this point, I'm 300 watch hours below where I'm supposed to be. So I really, really need, if, you guys are into the Watts case, go to the playlist and just hit play, let it go. Like if you have your cameras up, watch my videos, go through them, share them, let other people see them, because if I can't get this up and going, if I can't get YouTube to get their foot out of my back, more or less, then I don't know what is going to end up happening, because what they did to me was not fair. I know that they've done it to other YouTubers. I am trying to fight this because, like I said, I feel that I have not done anything wrong. I really truly feel that I have not done anything wrong. So, um, yeah, it's really disheartening when you're learning and you're really putting the work into it, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. When you're really putting your heart into something and you really love what you're doing. There was a video that I made, and I haven't uploaded it yet. And this is just to tell you guys how, like, I don't know, like, how important it is to me to be credible, how important it is for me. Like, views aren't everything. Money is not everything. My daughter lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I went to visit her. When I go visit her, I do go to Aberdeen. I do go to the cemetery. I don't always film. I used to, but they've asked not to do it anymore, so I don't. Um, I think that's important. But there was a time shortly after all this happened, and I went by the houses. I wanted to see how Shanann lived. Like, where did she go? Like, where were the places that she traveled to? What did her house look like? Like, what did she see? What was her life like? And I wanted to see that. And I filmed it. I actually filmed it. And I went by her house. I went by the house that she, lived in Aberdeen, the place where Cece and Bella were at the last, 5 weeks when they were in North Carolina. I went by there. I went by Chris's house. I went by, I don't know. I went by a lot of different places. Like, I went by what was it? Southern Mass, or what is that called? Southern. I can't remember what it's called, but it's where Shanann worked, is where she did all the car parts and stuff. I also went to the house that she lived in, the big brick house that she built. I went by there. I saw that's absolutely beautiful, guys. Like, my God, it's surrounded by water. It's got huge boats, like, just going through a canal. Like, she looked out her front window and would see these huge, huge boats, like, going through there. It was just beautiful. It was lively. There was a lot of people through there, and yeah. So when I was going by one of the houses in Fayetteville, and I won't say which one, but there was something going on in one of those houses um, that Shanann was connected to that was very sketchy, very sketchy. And I didn't know what was happening. I just, I had filmed it. Like I said, I had filmed it, but I didn't upload it because would it have gotten me would it get me a lot of views right now? Would it get me, like, out of this? Absolutely. But, like, credibility is more important than views. And what I was seeing, I don't know. I don't know what it was I was seeing exactly. I just know that it was strange. It was odd. It didn't make sense to me. Um, I just don't know what it was I was seeing. I recorded it, I videoed it, and I still have it. I will not upload it. I will not show it, like, ever. I have it for me. I don't know what would ever come of it, like, down the road, or why, or whatever. But that's, YouTube saying that I'm reusing content, that I'm doing this and doing that. I am absolutely not, because if I was, that video would be uploaded. That video would be uploaded right now. I would put it up for everybody to see right now. What I was seeing, at that house was definitely something that was very sketchy. It was very, very strange to me. So I will leave it at that. But I need views. I need your guys' help, guys. I need for my views to go up. So if you don't have to watch them, just go to the playlist and just hit play, and it'll just keep going. but I need like 300 watch hours right now for me to get up and going and for me to continue, like me to keep, uploading my conversations from Gypsy and to be able to keep donating to, these places to help. But I mean, if it doesn't happen, then it just wasn't meant to happen. I'll have to look at it like that. And it will make me sad because I do love my channel. I do love going. I live in Michigan. So I wanted to go to all of the Corey Haim sites in Canada because I am a Gen X. And, I wanted to go to his school. I wanted to go to his gravesite. I wanted to go to places he was at, possibly contact his sister, Carrie, and, hear about Corey and different things and, what he was really like. So I really can't do these things if I'm not monetized because that really helps fund, although it's not a lot of money, but, it does help financially to be able to do these things. So I really hope that this video makes sense. And I really hope that somebody will, hear this and will, help me get it situated because, it's really sad. It's really sad when you do the work, when you're being honest, when you're being legitimate, when you're being credible, you're acting with couth, you are really doing your best to work on YouTube credibly and with authenticity, and you're doing all these things. I'm not out like putting somebody in front of the camera and trying to embarrass them for shock factor or whatever. I'm really really trying to do this right and to be punished for something that is it's just not fair, guys. It just is not fair. I think sometimes YouTube goes after the wrong people, and I think that there's some people that are up and going that should not be, and then there's people like there's people like me that it's just, I don't know, it's just really hard to I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. This is like so crazy. Da, da, da. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is live right now. Can anybody see this? If somebody can see this, let me know. Because I have never done a live before. No, she's not out of jail yet. She'll be out in December. Okay, you can see me good. Nope, she's out in December of this year. So did you see like the last 20 minutes of my video, or did you just pop on? Because I think that I had it like blocked on the camera. I don't think I had my camera on or either my chat. I have no idea what I'm doing. So she's getting out, just came here. Okay. So, yes, so she's getting out in December of this year. Um, Hopefully she'll get out like a little bit sooner, but I spoke to her about 4 months ago, which is kind of the reason for my video here, is because I did a video of her and I went on YouTube and I made a video of our conversation and I like screenshotted our conversation because I wanted to ask her some questions, but I wanted to send her a list of them before she just answered them. And one of the questions is, was she going to go back to the house after she got out, to the house where it happened at? And she said she wasn't sure that she, might go there for closure. But I asked her if she would be willing to, if I were to meet her there, would she be willing to, so sad what she's been through. I wouldn't go to the house, sell it. Yeah, I think the house is already sold. Like there's somebody already living there, but I if she was gonna, if she wanted to go to the house, like I was willing to contact the person who owned the house and see if they would be willing, if she would be able to just like go in and like, say her goodbyes if she wanted to go in there or to help her like, move on or move past what happened or whatever. And she said she felt like she needed to go back there so she could say goodbye to her past. She could, move on from it, but she did feel that she would. I asked her if she would be willing for, to meet there and yeah, yep, close the chapter and just move on with it. And so she said yes. And I said, so can, would you be willing if I were to meet you there? And she said, yes, absolutely. So I made this video with her and it was, of different things like how, what would, how would you tell another child that was in the situation, like what would your advice be to them? And she said to tell somebody. That was her biggest regret, is that she didn't speak up and tell somebody because she really loved her mom. I mean, she really did. And I have a ton of email conversation back and forth with her and her husband Ryan, and she genuinely is just a very hurt person and she has a lot of healing to do. She's never been allowed to be an adult, although she legally and physically is an adult. She was like under her mom who had, Munchausen, and then she went from there straight to prison. So she's never been able to like live her life as an adult. So she's really looking forward to that. And I also told her, to be careful about the people that she has around her in her circle, because there are vultures that will come in and they will try to capitalize on her. And so, and I told her, I said, in no way, shape, or form is that what I'm trying to do. I do not want to do that whatsoever. I actually told her in writing that all of the monetization from my YouTube, I was going to send to a charity of her choice. I asked her, what charity, and she said she wanted it to go to any, charity that, dealt with child abuse. So I said, okay, that's exactly what I would do. And it was shortly after that, YouTube came down on me. They came down on me hard. And I had to send a video into them. This is kind of why I'm doing this video, is because I had to send a video to them and, let them know. I had to show them like all of my ring lights. I had to show them all of my stuff that I used to make videos. They were saying that I was just copying, pasting things, and I said absolutely not. I'm not. Like I had to get on JPay. I had to create a JPay account. I had to go on and ask her these questions. Like it was back and forth banner between her and I. And then when I got the questions that she was comfortable with me sharing, I would take them, go to JPay. I had cut everything out. I put it, in, and I made the video. And it was only probably like 4 minutes long, I think, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. But it was just basically her answering the questions and letting people know, yes, I'm getting out. This is what my plans are. I still have the video uploaded. It's in, I think, my Gypsy Rose playlist. But YouTube came down on me and they just like canceled my monetization. So I messaged Gypsy and I said, listen, I don't know what happened, but YouTube came down on me the minute I put your video up. So I went on and I fought YouTube and I said, listen, you're wrong. Like what you're doing is wrong. Like what you're accusing me of is wrong and I can prove it to you. So I sent everything over to them. I showed them our conversation. I even offered to give them my password to JPay so they could see. And they said, well, you have to upload a video and show us. And so I did. And they still said no. They said, well, we'll remonetize it, but you have to get like 400 watch hours. And I said, okay, that's no problem. I get, a ton of watch hours like a day anyway, so that'll be a few days. No. What they do is, and it's really hard to explain, is that so my hours from this day last year, those hours drop off. So it just like is today forward, today in the last 364 days. And then today's watch hours from last year will drop off. They make it impossible for you to hit that mark unless you are constantly uploading content. And I can't do that. I cannot sit in front of my computer doing content repeatedly over and over and over again, because when you're going to these places, when you are physically traveling to these places, first of all, it costs money. Like, let's just get real. Like, it costs money to go to these places. When I went to Shanann Watt's house, I was traveling through there to go to another location, but I kind of beelined and went over to Frederick and went by her house. And this was shortly after it happened. Now, somebody took my content from my video that I made. Because if you look at the video that people share online of when they walk up to the Watts house and they look in the they have the hi Julie, how are you? I need your help. Not money. I don't need money. Not asking for money. But stick around. Let me tell you really quick. I'll go over it really quick. I won't go into the whole thing because I'm sure Victoria doesn't want to hear it, and you can go back and listen to it all. But when you go up to the windows on the two sides of Shanann's door, if you look really careful in those videos, even on one of the, I think it's A&E, but if you look in the video, you can see my reflection in that glass. I never said anything to anybody about that. I never said, hey, that's my video, flag that, blah, blah, blah. No, absolutely not. Like, I'm like, that I think that was like one of the only videos that you could see inside Shanann's house right after it happened. And that's what I wanted people to see. I wanted people to feel as close to Shanann as they possibly could. We all were reeling after this happened. We all could not wrap our head around what happened to her. And we all wanted to grab a hold of Shanann and the kids and run like hell out of there, right? Like we just, that video you see her walking up to the front door, you just wanted to run up there and be like, don't go inside there. To me, going to her house and being as close as possible to her at that time was so important to me. And, some people don't understand it, and that's fine. But there's some people that do, and I wanted to give that to them. So it costs money to do those things. So for the first year of all of my Shanann's videos, every cent was donated to the Lupus Foundation in Shanann's name. Every cent for the first year. I sent 3 checks, and one of them I donated part of my own money to make it even like 200, I think it was, that I sent. I told Gypsy the same thing. I said, I want to donate the revenue of this for the first year to, the charity of your choice. And she wanted it to go to any child abuse charity. So I said, okay, that's fine. I absolutely will. You tell me where. I even told her, I said, if you get out and you need money to get your life up and going, I'm willing to give you the money. And I will show you how much it made. Like, I will be totally credible and upfront, whatever. She said, no, she didn't want that. And that she actually has a TV channel or a movie coming out. I couldn't watch the court case for a while without bawling like a baby. It still bothers me. Aren't we all part of like Shanann? I mean, seriously, women pick each other apart. Like, I know that there's things about Shanann that are, just, I don't know. We all know that there's things about her that, she probably could have done different. But one thing, like, I'm 53. One thing about Shanann is that she was 34 years old. I don't know how old you two are, but she was young. She was very young. Like she really was just starting her life. She was just learning her lessons and how to maneuver. And I mean, Jesus, I don't even know that. At 53, I'm still stumbling. I'm still making mistakes. I sure the heck ain't gonna be pointing out somebody. Um, why the sad face? Why the sad face? We're 53. Like that's a good age. I just turned 53 October 14th. Um, and I thanks to Shanann, like I was feeling like crap. Like I was like just really tired all the time. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try Thrive. I'm not even joking. I tried Thrive. I loved it. I don't even try to hide it anymore. I absolutely love Thrive. So it's really helped me. Press the wrong icon. Yay, yes, 53 is a good age. Like I am really hanging on to life right now and just grasping every day and getting in front of this live. Like this is nothing I would ever have done before. And I'm like, it is what it is. Really picked him apart like you would never do this. I mean, it's hard to not want to ask all these hard questions. Yeah. Well, Victoria, if you ever have any, like, listen to your gut. Like, I'm not joking. Like, always listen to your gut. That's what I tell people all the time. If you have a feeling like something is off, it probably is. People look for this big, I'm really intuitive. And I always tell people, like, people look for this big, huge, like, epiphany of, a sign, like, they want it like right in front of them or whatever. It's not, it doesn't come that way always. Sometimes it's very subtle and you just have to be really in tune to yourself to hear it. So if you're hearing, so I'll tell you a story, true story, guys. This is no kidding. I was with a guy and he went away. Exactly. It's always stuff you don't expect. I was with a guy and he went away for the weekend on a business trip or whatever. And the middle of the night, I woke up out of it. It was probably 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I woke right up out of a dead sleep. Something was wrong. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't feel like it was like, a car accident or anything horrible like that. But I felt like I needed to call this person. I needed to know where this person was. This person was not answering their phone, repeatedly wouldn't answer the phone all that day. I knew something was up. I knew it. And when I finally got a hold of them, they were at a baseball game with some girl and told me that when they got back that I needed to brace myself. Needless to say, like, it was done at that point. But that was just very strange. Like I woke up out of a dead sleep to that. So what I need and asking for, and I know it's a lot to ask, but YouTube has stopped my monetization because of I just don't think they like true crime. I just do not think they like true crime, and I think that they are coming down on the true crime community, and I don't think it's fair. Like I think it's really wrong. What they do to true crime people. It's not like we're getting off on people being hurt. I think it's just this is reality. This is our world. Like this stuff is happening, and we want to get to the bottom of it, and and when we feel connected to it. Oh, thank you, Victoria. Yes, like they make it. YouTube is making it impossible for me to get monetized again. So they're like, you need 500 watch hours. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not no problem. Like I get probably, I don't know, 100 to 200 watch hours. I mean, I'm not a huge channel. I think I just hit 5,000, but I get like 200 watch hours, a day or whatever. But this day last year drops off. So I lose watch hours every day as well. So I lose as many watch hours as I gain. They make it impossible. I want to show you guys something. It's something I have of Shanann's. Hold on a second. I want to share it with you, Victoria. Hold on. It's really sweet. Hold on. Hi, babies. You guys see me in my pajama pants. Okay, so this, when I went to, I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see it? I got the sun in my eyes. It's hard to see. I'm gonna turn this a little bit up here. Get sun. So there you go. So this is a rock from her front yard, from her, when you walk up to the front. I took this and I have had it for probably 4 years now, 5 years. It was right after it happened. I grabbed this rock from her thing and I take it. I keep it with me all the time. And my family knows, like, it's with my Halloween stuff. And everybody knows that's my Shanann rock. And to leave it be. Nobody touches my Shanann rock. But I feel like she's with me. Like, I feel like, I don't know. And when I went by her house in one of my videos, there was, well, first of all, there was a song playing. It was called Electric Avenue. And it's playing as we're going down the like main highway to go into her subdivision. And I didn't even realize that until somebody got on the video and said, Electric Avenue is playing. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so weird. But we go by, hold on a second. My puppy needs out. Hold on 1 second. You're going to see my pajama pants again. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So right here. Right here. Okay, I'm back. So, what was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. I am like in huge clothes. Like I kept saying, one day I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to, do you think it said mine? I don't know what it says. But I'm talking to my husband because I'm wanting to go. I did end up going up to the house. And that's where you see me walking up to the window. But I asked my husband, I said, should I go up there? And he said no. Like, he was very adamant. He did not want me going up to the house. And I don't know. I was like pulled towards the house. I was like, I wanted to be where she was. I can't even explain it. It was weird. But yeah, I was kind of like going back and forth with him about wanting to go up there. And as I'm talking, that voice comes over. I didn't hear it at first. Someone else heard it because I just uploaded it. I didn't edit it. I didn't anything. I just put it up as is. And the only thing I regret about that video, guys, is that I didn't go to the other locations, like the store that Chris went to get the money for the babysitter. I wanted to go there. There's other places that I wanted to go to that they went to. Like, I wish I drove around the subdivision more so I could show everybody, like, where's the pool? Where's, the clubhouse? Like, what did she see? What are the things that she saw? I don't know. I thought that was like really important. Dirty South, that's what it was. I went to Dirty South. I did record that. I didn't upload it. There was also a video, like I said before, that was, I went by where she lived in Aberdeen. I went by Chris's house too. Chris's house is strange, you guys. Chris's house is strange, let me tell you. Not necessarily his house, but when you see it like on video of people showing, like when his dad was in the ditch and he's like redoing that ditch or whatever, the houses are so small, like so small. And when I was driving by one of their houses, I saw something very sketchy. It was very, very strange, and I videoed it. And I have not uploaded it. I'm not going to upload it. I do still have it, but that's what I'm trying to tell YouTube. Like, I am not being, I'm not doing this for clout. I'm not doing this for any other reason other than like I love what I'm doing. I love going to locations and showing people like that can't get there. There's people in Australia and UK and stuff like that follow me. Like they can't get to Aberdeen. They can't get to see these places or whatever. And I think it's important. Like some people like just want to feel connected to these places and to go there. Like we all feel connected to Shanann. I mean, maybe Victoria. I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't know what that was on my video. I don't know if it was mine. I don't know if it was what hide. Someone said hide mine. Um, I do know that I sat on the front steps, and before I took my Shanann rock, I asked her. I said, I would like to take a rock. Like I know she's gone, but I wanted to be respectful about it. And I just sat up there on the steps and I was talking to her, and I told her I was, very sorry about everything that happened. And guys, shortly after that, it was probably couple months after that. Oh God, this was so like crazy. Um, but I went to Aberdeen and I went to the gravesite, and it was the first time I'd ever been there. And I was like, I want to record this. And I was going to go live, but I was afraid. I don't ever want to go live because I'm like, YouTubers, like their hair is perfect or whatever. And so that's really what has like this paralysis about doing a live. On YouTube, like contact her. I don't know, Victoria. I mean, I don't want to say like that somebody's not real or that they're lying, but I think that a lot of people use her for, um, to get ahead, like to get viewers or whatever. I mean, maybe they did. I mean, maybe they did contact her. I think it's kind of like this is just my opinion. So, I mean, everybody has theirs, and nobody's opinion is wrong. But my opinion is that I think that it's a little like callous to go on with like these big machines and try and like contact. Like the family has been through so much. Like regardless of what, like I have my opinions about Sandy. As Sandy's actually came at me before, and she told me that I actually went on and stole Shanann's photos off of her page, and I said, no, I didn't. Like I really didn't. They were all on Google. Um, I know it's very sad. I mean, both families. I mean, they both have their own, you know, shit that they've done wrong, and I'm sure that there's stuff that they are like they wish they could go back. I mean, don't we all as parents wish that God, wish I wasn't so hard that day, or I wish I really hadn't focused on, how this was or that was, or wish I didn't like focus on my house that day and I just like played with the kids. I mean, we all have our regrets, but did anybody make Chris do it? He did absolutely not. At the end of the day, he's the one that did it, or maybe he didn't. I think Nicole was involved. That's my thoughts. I really truly feel in my gut that she was involved. And the reason being, I think that I don't know if she like had her hands involved in it. I do think that. I do think that she was physically involved somehow. But I think that she planted the seed in his head repeatedly. I think she was very manipulative. If you listen to that video where she's laughing and that, he, whatever, whatever that is, I think that she was just manipulative. And I think that he was so broken from abuse that was happening from Shanann. And I don't think she was doing it purposely. I just think she was lost too. So I think it was just this concoction of just this shitstorm that just all compiled together and just blew up. I think that that's like what happened, but I do believe that she was there. I think she was there when they called the police and said that someone walked into the house, because the neighbors were adamant that somebody walked into that house. Um, Yes. Now, wasn't Chris's sister a nurse? Isn't there somebody in his family that's a nurse? And somebody messaged me and I cannot find it anywhere. So this is I don't want to say this is not totally accurate, because I don't want to, get in any more trouble. But I don't know if this is true what I'm saying. It's what is that word you want to say? I don't know what the word is, but basically somebody said that somebody in Chris's family that used to babysit him was connected to like Nazis. So speculated, yes. So somebody that babysitted Chris, so maybe his grandmother, maybe Cindy's mom was like Nazi, was a Nazi. And I said, "What? You've got to be kidding me." And they said, "Absolutely." So I don't know how true that is, but it would make sense just how broken he was, because his mom and dad were loving. I mean, his Jamie's completely normal. Um, I don't know. Is Chris always like this? I would think that Shanann would have picked up on it. Maybe she did. I don't know. Like, do you remember that video where he had his hands around, she says, "Don't choke Dieter." And then there's like videos right before this happened. He said he used to envision strangling them. I don't know if you guys remember that. He said in his like interview, Chris said he used to like envision in his head strangling them. And you would see videos. There's one of Shanann by the pool. She's on a Thrive getaway and he's got his hands around her neck, like behind her. And then he's got one of Bella at the table. He's got his hands around her neck. And I look at those pictures all the time and I'm like, was he thinking that at that time? Like, I try to feel like what he was feeling. I try to pick up on that. And I can only like feel what I'm feeling is yes, like what he was trying to get in his mind, like, what's it going to feel like when I do this? Like, how, am I going to do this? I would never go put my hands around a child's neck. Like, it was odd, especially a small child. And you guys, and if you look at the last few days, if you look at him the last week when they were at the beach or whatever, watch Bella as he's trying to take her hand. I should actually make a video of that, because I haven't seen it on YouTube. I don't like to remake videos that people have made repeatedly. He's trying to take Bella's hand and Bella keeps pulling away from him. And I think that Bella sensed. I think Bella was highly intuitive because she was very withdrawn. She was an introvert. She did not want to be in front of the camera. She did not want to be filmed. She did not want all of that attention on her. And I think it just made it so much worse for her. My heart breaks for Bella more than like anything. Like, I can't understand. And the baby wise, I mean, don't get me started. Like, I don't understand so much of what she did, but I know for a fact that if Shanann were able to come back and do it all over again, it would be totally different. It would be so different. Like, I know she loved her kids, but just, I don't know why she did what she did. It doesn't make sense to me. And the only thing I could think of is, maybe it was Thrive. Were things different before Thrive? I don't know. I tried Thrive because of her, and it actually works, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. It really does. For me, it works. I've lost 55 pounds since April, and it's given me immense energy, and I love it. So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about Victoria. Let's talk about why there was no investigation. Why, what is happening here? Why was there no investigation into NK? I don't understand. That makes no sense. It's like she went into that interrogation room and was caught lie after lie after lie. There were so many things in there she was like lying about, and it was like those interviewers were under a trance. I mean, honestly, if you watch them, they're asking questions, and they start getting. She changed her name. I didn't know she changed her name. I know that she was recently just seen in Ohio. That I do know for a fact. She was just seen in Ohio, and I got that from a very credible source. She was in a kind of a choke and puke, like mom and pop's type restaurant, and somebody walked in, and she was sitting there with her laptop and stuff, like she was working. And do you know what her name is now? I would love to know her name. Like, I would love to just get a hold of her and just be like, dude, talk, like, say something. It's been 5 years. Like, have respect for Shanann and the kids. Speak up. Like, it's affected the whole world. If it were me, just like what's her name? The girl that she Googled to see how much money she made. God, I can't even think, guys. I'm so sorry. Lacey Peterson, that girl. I mean, she came out immediately. She came out and she said, it's been a few years, I think. I have to look at it. I'll have to look and see what it is. I know that she was seeing somebody walked into one of these restaurants, and it was just like a mom and pop's restaurant in Ohio. And when they walked in, they seen her and recognized her right off the bat, and Nicole seen them, and they knew, like, Nicole knew that this person knew it was her. And this girl went to the bathroom. When she came out, Nicole was gone. She was gone. She had grabbed all of her stuff. She was out of there. So I was like, oh my God, it was too bad you didn't just I would have grabbed my phone and been like, hold on, like, snap a picture. This is what she looks like now. This is where she's at. But it's actually not too far from where I live, which is crazy. I would love if she were to see like this video, or any other YouTuber for that matter, reach out to somebody and just speak. If you are legit, like, innocent or whatever, then, go on and speak and don't ask for money. Like, go on and tell your story and don't ask for a dime. Like, that's the way that, I mean, she's going to get annihilated anyway, no matter what she does. So, I don't know. That's what I would do. But YouTube right now is really like out after me, because I don't think they like true crime people. I don't think they like people talking about it. I think they want different types of videos. I heard Mr. Beast was actually banned. Like, YouTube just banned his channel, and he had millions of followers. And I don't know why that is, but I need like 400 watch hours as of right now, guys. So if you guys go to my videos and go to the playlist or whatever, and then just go through there and just watch the videos. You don't have to, if you've already watched them, that's fine. Just, you can go on there and they'll just kind of loop and replay. I don't know if YouTube will, what they'll do, but I have the burning bed. I went to the burning bed location because that's not far from me. And I'm actually going to go back and redo it, because one of the family members messaged me. Actually, it was her son. I can tell you guys. It was Francine Hughes' son. And he messaged me and he said, you have the house location wrong. And I wasn't sure, because I know that the house where the house sat is an empty lot because it burnt down. And he said, you've got the house location wrong. He said the house is directly behind the Hughes house, and which is right on Adam Street. So I said, okay, where exactly at? And he said, directly behind it. There's a modular on that house now, or on that property now. And I said, oh my God, thank you. So I went and drove by. I didn't film it, but I went and drove by it. And sure enough, he was exactly right. And I said, do you ever come to Michigan? Because he lives down south. And he said, I do. And I said, would you ever, be willing to sit down and, talk with me? He said, absolutely. Like, he loved his mom. He has so many stories about his dad, and, good and bad. It just was a really sad situation. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's weird. Like, are all of us weird that we all love this stuff? Like, we just, it is what it is. I mean, why did I take a rock from Shanann's flower bed? Look at, this is her rock from her flower bed. So, and everybody in my family, they know to leave this rock alone, and it sits next to my. I've got a big gray like salt rock, and it just sits on top of my entertainment center. But this was out of her flower bed, right out in front of her house. And when I was sitting there, I remember I was sitting there and I was on her steps and I was telling her, oh, that's what I was going to say. So right after I went to her house, I was crying and I seen, the inside of the house, and I felt just so connected. I was just heartbroken. I went a few months later, I went to the cemetery. And when I was at the cemetery, I was, that was really emotional. Like I was crying when I was there. And I was filming with one hand, and then I turned and looked and I said, oh my God. And I went like this, and these butterflies just landed all up my arm. And I was like, oh my God. And there was like two little butterflies. And then there was like this big one and these three little ones that were following. But oh my God, like I cried so hard. I was sobbing. And I knew that was her. I can't even explain it. It was just really emotional. I knew it was her. I thanked her for, just, coming forward and just being herself. Information. That's why we follow these things. And I also think we want to know what makes someone like. Oh my God, Victoria. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. Like we want to know what makes someone like that tick so we can get ahead of it, so we can be like prepared so that doesn't happen to us, And I think that anybody that's like an empath or feels like what other people feel, and I'm sure that everybody, I'm sure you do too. Like I can feel, mine is more animals than people. I love animals more than people, but I can definitely feel the sadness. When I was sitting on the steps of Shanann's, I was bawling. My husband's sitting out in the street thinking I've lost my freaking mind. But I'm sitting there and I'm crying and I'm like, I am so sorry for what happened to you. This should have never happened to you. Like, I wish that I could reverse this right now. I wish I had some type of power to make this change. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking over at Nathan's. And let me tell you, if you guys ever get a chance to go there, go. When you are up to the house, to the Watts house, it is so bizarre because it seems so massive. When you're looking at it, you're like, God, that house is huge on the inside. But when you're on the outside of it, it's just house. Like there's really no yard. The driveway's like short. I'm more like, give me a smaller house and bigger property. That's more my thing. But sorry. It wasn't my cup of tea. Like I always wished that they had, they would open it up and let people go in there and see it. And just to walk through it, I don't know why. It's just weird. Like I would have loved to have just walked in there at that time because, the carpet hadn't been vacuumed yet. There was still stuff inside of it that you could see. There was like the thermostat or whatever it looked like where it had been worked on. And you could still see where the furniture sat. So you could see the marks where her furniture was. And I knew that was the closest that I was going to get to her. That was, I wanted inside that house so bad. And my husband wasn't there. I might have I don't know, but I sat there and I told her I was going to take a rock. So I said, I'm going to take a rock. But there was people that were taking all kinds of stuff I thought was disrespectful. Someone took the hose off the back of her house. They took Bella and Cece's toys out of the backyard. Like there was like this push mower and some other stuff. They went up on the deck. They took things off of there. I thought that was like really disrespectful. Molly Golightly, she took a rock too. She took a rock from, I think, between Nathan and the Watts house, but mine was like right when you go right up to the stairs, right to the right of it. That's where I picked the rock up from. I just kind of looked down and was like, I'm gonna take a rock. So I picked one up and I took it, and my husband told me, he's like, "You need to put that back." And I said, "No, I'm not putting it back." And so, yeah, but so that's that, guys. I would love to, like, I wish that they would open the case up. Like, I wish that they would investigate more, especially into NK. I think that the reason why NK is being so quiet is because she's afraid it's going to be opened back up. Like, if she comes forward, if she is seen and goes online and all that stuff, I think that, this whole thing is going to open right back up again. And I just don't think it's going to settle till she comes forward. I really don't. I don't think it's going to settle until she comes forward. People dissect everything she's saying and it settles, But I think she's afraid of doing that because there's going to be new information that's going to come out. Chris should talk. Like, Chris is still protecting her, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. He's saying that if he's saying that his family is so important to him, but yet in the same breath he's saying that she's the catalyst that drove him to. If he had never met her, like, he probably would have never done all that. So why would you want to protect somebody like that? None of it makes sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't think we'll ever know the truth. Oh, I think they're in contact with each other too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I really do. And there's do you guys remember in the video where Chris is talking to his dad and he says, they know that I was seeing somebody else when he's talking about the police. Um, Chris's dad already knew that Chris was seeing somebody else. So Chris had already told his family, like, that he was seeing, Nikki. Um, and from what I understand, Nikki was in contact with his family. So, this, I, I don't know. And like I said, when I went by both houses when I was in Fayetteville. My oldest daughter lives in Fayetteville, and I drove to Aberdeen and I drove to Spring Lake. Chris's family lives in Spring Lake, North Carolina, and Shanann's lives in Aberdeen, and they are right about half an hour from each other. And Chris's house, like, you go around this military base, like this long, long, winding road, and you get to his house, and then it's kind of like a highway, and then you get down, and there's like a gas station right there. And I went into that gas station, and I passed Cindy. There's no mistaking Cindy. I passed Cindy. She was at this corner gas station, maybe half a mile from her house. It took everything in me not to just stop her and be like, "Oh my God, like, will you talk to me?" Like, whatever. I didn't, because I didn't want to seem crazy. But I did see her, and I filmed by one of these houses, and it was something very, very odd. And that's what I'm telling YouTube. Like, I'm not uploading anything for, clout or whatever else. Like, I'm not taking anybody else's content. If anything, people have taken mine. Like that video, like I said, when you walk up to the Watts house and you're looking through the glass in the window right after it happened, that's my video. If you look close at the glass, you can see my reflection. So, and here's another thing. There's one where I was up at the glass, and I had to take the sound off of it because I was 55 pounds heavier than I am now. And so I was breathing loud. So people were, there were trolls on there. They were saying, "Oh my God, why are you breathing so loud?" I took it out of there. I was like, "Oh my God." So when I look at those videos, I'm like, I know that's me, but I've never said anything to anybody. Like, they've stolen my content. They've, anything like that. I never said anything like that. I just left it alone because to me, it's not a big deal. So for them to say I took somebody's content, I absolutely did not. Those were my letters, and I proved to them. And I just think that I just think that they just don't really like true crime, so they're making it hard for me to, they're saying, well, we'll up your content. You just need to, you need to, and this was 6 months ago that they did this. So I've just not done anything. Like I'm like, okay, we'll see if this happens. But as I get like, I'll get like 300 views, and then this day last year will drop off. So I'll also lose 300 views. So they make it impossible for you unless you're pumping out content. And let me tell you guys, YouTube still gets paid for my videos. So there's ads still on them. There's all this stuff. I just don't get anything from that. They get all the money from it, not me. So I just think that's not fair. I think it's just not a good practice to do. Like I'm kind of a little leery about what I say because I don't want to make them mad, but I just don't think it's credible what they're doing. Like I don't like if we're doing the work, if we're putting the work into it, if we're driving to these places, if we're making the contacts with these places, just like Gypsy. I don't understand why it was right after. Like I did several Watts videos, and even like I said, drove to the location. I even went to the house, and nothing. I had hundreds of thousands of views on that video. Absolutely nothing. The second I uploaded Gypsy's video and the conversation her and I had, boom, they shut me right off. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because she was the one that did the crime, or I have no idea. But I just woke up this morning and I said, I've just kind of had it. I want to fight for my channel back. I want to fight for the monetization back. I used to, my channel's small. I used to get, a couple $100 a month from it, which isn't a huge amount of money. But I used to take that money and I would either donate it to the Lupus Foundation in Shanann's name, or I would take that money and I would put it back into going to see, some type of location somewhere. My next place was going, because I'm in Michigan. The next place I was going was to Canada, and I was going to go to Corey Haim's school. And if you guys watch Scott on Tape, if you guys have ever watched him, he is amazing, so amazing. He gets so in depth to places. I went to Mountain Lake where Dirty Dancing was filmed, and what I filmed was like everywhere. He got inside Baby's cabin. He went to where uh, um, Baby and Johnny stayed, while they were filming. He went inside, like he just is so in depth and he's so good. But he actually went to Canada and he filmed the Corey Haim locations, which was so amazing. He even talked to Corey Haim's sister. He's just really genuinely a good person, from what I could tell on YouTube. And so I saw one of his videos and I said, I want to go there. I want to be like in Corey Haim's place, like during the 80s. Like I love Corey Haim. Who didn't? Like he was just, but he was a really troubled person, and he battled addiction, and that hits close to home to me. Somebody I love very, very much is an addict, and I deal with that, both on the addict side and my side, trying to help them and whatnot. So I really wanted to go there, but when YouTube takes away, your, couple $100 where you can, be donating that money to like a child abuse organization, like Gypsy had said that she wanted, or Shanann Watts, like for the first year, everything that went from the Watts videos went to the Lupus Foundation in her name. So now none of that is happening. I'm not, the funding isn't there to travel to these locations. The funding isn't there to donate to these places. However, YouTube is still collecting money off of my videos, and they're telling me that I'm stealing content. If it was stolen content, why don't they just take the videos down? Like, they're collecting money off of it, but they're telling me that I can't. And I'm in no way, shape, or form asking anybody for money. Let me be clear about that. Do not send me any money. None of that. I just want YouTube to right a wrong, like right this wrong, because it's not fair. If I was not credible, if I wanted to get views, I would upload that video that is very I don't want to say shady, but it had both my husband and I scratching our heads as we're sitting there in the street filming it and watching what is happening happen outside of this particular house that is connected to the Watts case. And we're both out there shaking our head going, what the hell's going on in there? Like, what are they doing? It was very odd. And I have that on film. If I was sketchy and I wanted to get views that way, I would just upload this video and just let it go haywire. But I have respect for the families. I don't know what it was that I was seeing. I know people would dissect it and pick it all apart, and I don't know what was happening. I do know it's questionable, but I don't know what was happening, and I'm not going to upload something like that, to get views. I want to do it the right way. I think that credibility before anything else, and I'm not going to ask for money or for people to pay my bills. I could pay my bills by myself. I can even travel to these places by myself. It's just, I want to do what's right, morally and ethically and all that stuff. And I want that done to me too. Like, I don't, I kind of stand up for myself and my channel. And my channel is really new. Like, if you guys look at my videos, some of my videos are like they're not that great. Like, they're not like other YouTube videos. And let me say, for 6 months, I have been like, I'm going to get on live. I'm going to get on live. I'm going to say what happened. I'm going to, ask for people to, watch my videos and get my view hours up so I can like remonetize. And then I got in paralysis. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go get my eyebrows done. I have to get my makeup done. I have to do this and do that because YouTubers are, let me tell you guys, I woke up, I threw my hair in a wad. I threw my sweatshirt on I had on yesterday and I jumped on live because I just, why, I don't know. Life is so short. I've wasted 6 months worried about trying to be perfect when I come on to try to deliver a message about what happened. Like, I don't know. It's stupid, but I don't know. I would love to hear, like, who thinks that NK had something to do with what happened and to what extent. Like, I think that she was in the house that day when they said somebody walked into the house. I think she was there, and everything in me tells me she was in that attic. There's an attic in the laundry room. And she is definitely small enough to have squeezed up in that attic. I somehow feel like they had hiding places set before like anything happened. Like if Shanann came home or whatever else. Hmm. Me too. And so there was a card too. Um, and it said something, I just seen this the other day, something about the first, like, I want you to be the first of something, the first of, um, you know, whatever. I had to find that. I put that in the video too. Paint in that morning. Yeah, they're saying that she was like a certain distance away, but she didn't even clock into work that morning. Like, she did not clock into work that morning. Her phone pinged her that morning. Like, the neighbor across the street said that they seen a truck that matched matched her father's truck, that silver truck. And the neighbor was like, it was just a different type of gray, and it was smaller. It wasn't the big one that Chris drove. It was a different one. And she said it was at that house that day. And they sold that truck immediately after. The Kessinger sold that truck immediately after. There's why this stuff has not been looked into is crazy. I definitely think that somebody was paid off somewhere. I do. I really, really do. Why was her dad? How old, Nicole Kessinger? She's in her 30s, and her dad was sitting in that room with her. Why was he allowed in there? You know, why was he allowed in that room? That doesn't happen. Yes, Victoria. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I saw that and I completely forgot about that. Her dad does drive a red car, and there was a red car off in the distance in that video. If you look at that, absolutely, absolutely. And they said that no, Chris was sporting the Lexus that whole time that she was in North Carolina, and they say that NK would be in the car and duck down, and he would just pull straight into the garage. Um, uh, Victoria, where are you from? The United States? Hold on, I have to let my puppies in. You guys, hold on just a second. They're knocking. Good job. Hello. You guys want to say hi? You guys want to say hi? You guys want to say hi to YouTube? Come here. Come here, guys. These guys are something else, I'm telling you. Hi. You guys want to say hi? Oh, let me break it in half because there's two of you and only one cookie there. Yes, they are my babies. Oh, you're in Tennessee. Oh, nice. I'm in Michigan. It's been like really cold the last couple of days, and it's sunny out right now. I have oh, so you know the cold. Yeah, I love Maryland. Yeah, I love Maryland, but I love Tennessee too. I love the mountains of Tennessee. We went to Gatlinburg, fell in love with it. My husband said, "You've got to see Gatlinburg," and I said, "Why?" He says, "You got to go." So I absolutely loved it. But I will tell you guys, I love Aberdeen, North Carolina, where Shanann's from. I don't know why she didn't like it there. Yeah, it's expensive to live everywhere. We lived, my husband was a project manager for a long time, and we bounced around because they move you where there's projects happening. Aberdeen, that's crazy. That's crazy. And so we lived in some really beautiful houses. Like one of the houses we lived in was on top of a mountain. It was directly between the Blue Ridge and the uh, Blue Ridge and the something mountains, Shenandoah Mountains. And we lived actually on a mountain. And our landlord at the time, his neighbor was Paul Schaefer's dad from The Tonight Show. And he lived in Fairfax, Virginia, where the Johnny Depp trial just happened. But fun fact, Paul Schaefer's dad has really bad anxiety. So my landlord used to go over to his house all the time and like try and, talk him down and coach him down or whatever. But anyway, my in-laws were moving further up northern Michigan towards Maple City, and they offered us their house in Michigan. And we were living down south, and I'm like, I don't know, like but we just had an amazing deal with property, and then we bought the house next door as a rental. So yeah, I miss the warmer weather. I miss living down south. I miss all of that, but I don't miss being house poor, if that makes sense. Like we were very house poor. We were, I think one of our houses, and this was 8 years ago, our house was like almost $2,000 a month, 2,000 a month. So that was just, we were just paying, everything was going on house payment and utilities. And I'm like, ugh. I like to travel. I like going places and stuff, but I don't know. So yeah, so that is my story, guys. That is my live, my very first one where I'm talking to people. And it wasn't as awful as I thought. Maybe next time I'll brush my hair, but right now I don't care because I want it back up and running. I want to go to Canada. I want to go see Corey's place. I want his, I want to talk to his sister. Like I want to know what he was really like outside of the Hollywood, stuff. Oh, there's another one too, the Skeleton Brothers. That is here in Michigan. I would really like to cover. That has never been solved. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, there's so many people that have like came forward and said, this there's more to this. Like look at this, and it falls on deaf ears. Like they just will not reopen it. And I don't know why. I'm gonna have to because I had not even heard of that. I will say, like, with everything that happened with YouTube, like, it broke my heart. Oh, he has a YouTube? What's the name? Surprised he's not shut down. Seriously. I think Molly Golightly got shut down too, didn't she? Okay. Email me at it's Jody Anna Jodianna. Here, I'll put it right in the chat here. I don't know if I can. Yeah. So this is my direct email, and what I will get it. I have my YouTube email, but I don't like ever use that because Carter. Yeah, that's crazy. I would love to hear. Like, I can pretty much tell if somebody's bullshitting or not. Like, kind of right off the bat. I don't know. Um, that's like some of these people when they do these you know like Huff Paranormal. There's times where I think that he is absolutely legitimate, but there's other times I'm just like, I don't know. There's a video, you guys gotta see this. If you, Victoria, if you're into this type of thing, I will send it to you as well. But it's Ghost Box Menendez brothers, and somebody takes a box and they're walking past the Menendez house, Lyle and Eric Menendez, and they're asking questions. Um, and through that box, you can hear the mother. I kid you not, it sounds just like her voice. He says something like, "Do you forgive them for what they did to you?" And you can hear her voice come out, and it's kind of like a cry scream type thing, and it says never, and it's just crazy. And then there's another voice that sounds just like Jose Menendez. Actually, I'm gonna, I can't do it on live. Oh, maybe no. Can I do it on my phone? I don't know. I've never did a live before, so I don't know how this works. I'm gonna see if I can't go on live on my phone. I don't know if it'll mess up. Come here, Bobo. Oh, I can see myself live. That's so weird. Oh, guys, that is so weird. I can see myself live on my phone. I think it's going to mess up. But if you Google, um, the Menendez brothers and Ghostbox, yeah, and I'll send you this too because it is so straight. Like when I heard that ghost box, I was like, it sent chills up my spine. Absolutely, I fully believe whoever that person was. I don't know if it was Health Paranormal or who it was. I think it was just some random person, and they uploaded it, and it scared me. I love that stuff, but it scares me too, especially when it's real. It's like, but when I was at Shanann sitting on the steps, I could absolutely feel her. I could absolutely feel her presence. It was so heartbreaking. I could feel the sadness. I could feel the loss. I could feel the life like that was taken. I just, it was so strange. Like I could literally feel that. And I was sobbing. And then when it went to the gravesite, um, I, when I had the butterflies land on my arm, I knew that was her. I knew it was her. And if it wasn't, I still want to believe that it was her. Cause I was crying during it and I was really upset. And then all of a sudden these butterflies just start landing all over my arm. And I put my arm up and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. And my husband starts filming it and they just sat there for the longest time. And I could see their little eyes, like the little butterfly eyes, because they were like really close to me and their little eyes were like looking at me. It was so strange. I've never had anything like that happen before or since. And I just feel like it was her. And hold on one more second. My puppy is going in and out the door today and he wants back out. Hold on a second. Rosebud, do you want to go outside with him? Or do you want to stay in here? You want to go back outside? That's what we're back inside and out, Bob. You want to come outside, Rose? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Okay. So I know what they want. They want to go for a walk or a car ride. And I've got stuff to do because now I'm behind on everything because I went on live and I've got stuff to do. So let me see what you're writing. Victoria, do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, they want to play. It's actually really nice out. When I get off of here, I'm going to go outside and play with them. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you should. You should. Especially if you see things like, if you're able to like, because sometimes I can't. Like, I can't see certain things that other YouTubers see. And they, you see like some people, they have, I don't know, they do YouTube videos and then they'll see somebody else's YouTube video and then they'll just kind of like make a video of the same thing, but just kind of change it around or whatever. It's not really authentic, if that makes sense. And I know people want to like make their own videos and sometimes it's good for practice. I mean, that's why I thought when someone took my video, I was like, well, maybe they're just using it for, I don't know why they did, but it was no big deal. But it is a big deal when I'm getting in trouble, when I'm getting my hands smacked for doing something I'm not doing, and other people are doing the same thing and nothing is happening to them. That is upsetting to me. That's why I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? If I don't stand up for myself, like this is not going to change. Like I have to fight back on this. If they're saying I need so many hours, then I need to put this out there. I need to ask for help from my viewers that, watch me and like what I do. And, do it that way. But you should, if you're able to take something like that, you just said you took it second by second and was looking, and you seen your person hair and it's like she's laying on her shoulder. And that's the first, some of this stuff you're telling me, Victoria, stuff I've never even heard before. See, I'm going to have to go back and look at that. And that's stuff that is like, I feel is really important. It's important for Shanann. And what was a freezer? Like somebody said something about the freezer, like he took a video or a picture of the freezer temperature or something like that. Like I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that picture. I did see, I'm actually drinking my Thrive shake now, you guys. I actually love Thrive. I'm not even kidding. Like I tried it because, like I said, I wanted to see like what, going to, or, the cemetery and going to her house. Like I wanted to see like, and feel her life as much as possible. And she like believed in this Thrive stuff. So I'm like, oh, let me see what, this does, see if it's just all hype and see if she was, telling the truth about it or whatever. And I've been on it since April. April. So, and my husband, he started taking it too. But we just do the 3-step. We just do the capsules in the morning, the shake and the DFT. So, which I think is amazing because my dog Rosie actually pulled my shoulder out the other day when I was walking her. And she's really strong. She's a 110-pound Rottweiler, and she saw a squirrel and she just started going for it. And I went to pull her, and I had both the dogs tethered on the same connection where I can walk them both at the same time. And she took off one way and it just ripped my shoulder. Like, oh my God, I felt it as soon as it happened. I immediately turned around, came home. I was like, something happened. And this was like 2 months ago. And so I messaged one of the girls on Thrive and I said, I am in so much pain. I can't really do anything, my dog. And she said, put the black label on where like it pulled. And I said, why? It's like an energy patch. And she said, it's got white willow bark in it, which is like a natural, like anti-inflammatory or whatever. And so the last couple of days I've been throwing it right on, this area right here. And it's like, I'm able to move it now. So I'm like, and I'm not trying to sell anything, guys. I'm just saying, like, I'm giving Shanann credit because I really, truly like it. But there's some of the shake mixes I don't like. Like I don't like the vanilla, and that's the one they send you for the sampler or whatever. I don't like the vanilla at all. I mixed it with pumpkin the other day. I put it in a blender and I put some pumpkin in there and some vanilla and some pie spice and I blended it up. It was good that way, but I don't like it plain, and I don't like the apple pie flavor. But she does a video where she does mint or candy cane. And she said it tastes just like mint chocolate chip. If you guys have ever seen that video, I had to order that because I had to see, was she lying? Because I love mint chocolate chip. Absolutely love it. And I ordered candy cane and it tastes just like mint chocolate chip. No lie. It is so good. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Amazing. Isn't that the word she used? Amazing. Yeah, everything with the Watts case is like repetitive. It is repetitive. Like it's just, people dissecting it and coming up with the same thing over and over and over again and, taking video. And that's why I just kind of like, the only thing I really have on mine is like when I went to the house and I think the swing set was still there. The swing set's gone. I know pretty much all of her stuff was there. It was sad because, okay, so when you go up to the house and you're facing her house, right? So, like, say your house is right here, Nate's house is right over here. If you go like right there, where the fence is at and Shanann's house is, there's like a pathway that goes to her backyard. And it's crazy because there were, and I don't know if it's in my video or not. It might be, but there were like cushions there. It was weird. There were like cushions that go on like patio furniture. And they were all like sun bleached or whatever, like they'd been in the sun and they were just laying on the side of the house right there, which I thought was just odd because I don't think Shanann would have left something like that there. But there was just, and it didn't look like any cushions that went to anything because when I was there, no, her furniture was gone when I was there. So her furniture that was on the porch was gone when I was there. But you could still see the imprints inside the house, where her furniture sat inside the house. And somebody had taken the thermostat apart because it was kind of like on pieces on the floor. So yeah. And you can see through to the kitchen. It was so strange being there. I also went to, Victoria, have you ever heard the story or seen the movie Boys Don't Cry with Hilary Swank? And yeah, I think it's Hilary Swank and Chloe something or other. I actually went to that location as well. I went to a lot of locations there. But yeah, I don't know, guys. But if yeah, if you guys could help a girl out and just kind of put those videos on repeat. I think I need like 300 or 400 hours. So it's going to take some, that's a long time. But if you share the videos places, if you go to different pages, share them, ask people to watch them, send it in email, or messenger to people, just ask them to watch if they're into true crime or whatever. um, that would be really helpful. So, alrighty. Well, Victoria, send me that stuff. I'm gonna go be mama to these puppies that are being little squeaky wheels right now, but they're just uh, they're just babies. They're 2 and 3, so um, they're sweet. But yeah, send me that stuff to my email, and I will look at it, and I might even show you the video of what I was talking about. We'll talk some more, and I'll let you know what's going on with that and what I saw. It's kind of odd, but um, yeah, yeah. But I think you should look into doing a YouTube channel, Victoria. Maybe it is. When you get on the side of them, they aren't very nice, and it's not fair. So I don't know. That's kind of why I'm here. But anyway, guys, you have a good rest of your day, and yeah, maybe I'll go live again soon after another time when I actually brush my hair. So I guys don't have to see me like this. I just woke up and I said, I'm doing it. I'm just not waiting. Like I have to do this. So but anyway, so you guys have a good rest of your day. Victoria, email me and I will send that to you, and that guy's email, YouTube channel, so I can look at it, the Carter guy, because I would love to hear what he had to say. Because I could pretty much look at, if he's got a video talking about it, I could pretty much, I don't know, I think I could see like if he's just kind of doing it for clout or what it is. So anyway, all right, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.